Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. So it's day 32 and of 60-day reading challenge. Yes, I have extended the 30-day reading challenge to 60-day reading challenge. And if you're still here, thank you so much for reading with me. And I highly recommend that you use this video as a read with me. Even if you don't listen to me, you can just mute this video and just stay there and think that I'm with you, because I'm not going to stop reading in between or anything like that. I may take 2-3 minutes break in between sometime, but because I read for like 2 hours, so you can use this video as a read with me. And today's read is not going to be a huge read like yesterday, because yesterday we read a lot of pages, like 40 pages we read, and also I took some breaks as well. So yeah, it was like 2 hours of streaming. So if you haven't followed me or subscribe my channel on YouTube, I highly recommend that you do that. And yeah, so thank you so much again for tuning in. And we are going to read the books The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck by Mark Manson. So let's just read this book, and we are going to start from the chapter 3 here. And I'm not sure why this is, it's picking up. There is something wrong with my source camera, so I just really need to fix this thing. If you give me a moment, I will be fixing this in a bit, and till then you can enjoy some music. morning everyone. Thank you so much for still tuning in. And actually I was facing some problem with the camera, or maybe some other software issue. Honestly speaking, I really don't enjoy this thing when this kind of things happens. And today's read was not that much huge, and I'm extremely sorry that it's happening on the live stream itself. I have checked the camera before starting, but what happens, we can't do anything about it. But still I'm going to read. I'm just restarting my phone there. So when it restarts, we are going to you are going to see the screen here, so no problem with that. So we are going to read the chapter 3 here, and so we are going to read from, so the chapter 3 name is You Are Not Special. So it's a read of, let me just check. Okay, it's a huge read, not that much huge. It's 21 pages only. So yesterday we read like 40 pages, now it's 20 pages only, so that's not really a big deal, I would say. So let me just check whether my phone is actually started or not, so that you can watch the video that is there, right? And we just okay, I will be back. I'm just fixing the camera so that you can see the book here, right? Then enjoy some music if you can. So yeah, all the things are fixed that I can see right now. Maybe we are going to start now. So yep. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to tell you anything about the story. The story is like a guy called Jim. It's like a hypothetical story, but it really happens with a lot of people, I would say. So the moral of the story is, like, I'm going to read as it is. You're going to understand what such the story is actually tried to say here. So it's merely feeling good about yourself does not mean anything unless you have a good reason to feel good about yourself. So he's saying that, okay, like, if you're just feeling good about yourself, that does not actually change anything that you are, whether actually good or not. So he's saying that, okay, if you keep doing it without taking much action to your goal, regarding your goal or anything like that, then it's a problem, right? Affirmations are good, but in a certain level. If you're not using them to improve yourself, then it does not matter whether you are affirming or not. Okay, so it turns out that adversity and failure are actually useful and even necessary for developing strong-minded and successful adults. It turns out that teaching people to believe they are exceptional and to feel good about themselves no matter what does not lead to a population full of Bill Gates and Martin Luther Kings. It leads to a population full of Jimmys. Jimmy was the guy he was talking about. So he's saying that if you lead people to think about think about themselves, that they're better no matter the what they don't, so that will create a population who don't accept their fault. They don't accept their successes. So it's like that. So they always feel successful, doesn't really matter what really happens. So he says that it does not create any it's not going to create any Bill Gates or Martin Luther King Jr. So but it's going to create a person like Jimmy, who used to take money for selling others ideas. So he used to feel good about them. Businesses who did not used to work with him used to feel that, okay, they missed the opportunity not by not working with him, right? So you should not, like, if you're feeling bad about yourself, you're feeling bad, you don't need to justify this with other means, right? So here is the problem actually lies here. If you're thinking that what's the problem of thinking this way, that no matter what, we are feeling good about ourselves. So here is the thing, because people always need to feel good about themselves, they end up spending most of their time thinking about themselves. So if you need to feel good each and every time, so chances are you are not actually taking action or anything, doing anything better. You are just thinking about yourself all the time, that okay, how I can think. You're thinking about yourself, all the good things, right? Always. So it's not really thing. I don't know what's the exact problem here is, but it creates it creates a person like Jimmy, who he described here. But I don't think it happens. It's going to happen with everyone. Nobody's going to feel better at some point. It requires some practice as well, I would say. But yeah, I'm not that much convinced in this case here actually. So yeah. Okay, he's saying that entitlement is basically a failed strategy. It's just another high. It's not really a happiness. So real happiness is not about like having this entitlement, right? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense now. Because something, sometime we need to just keep reading to understand. We should not, if we can disagree at some point of time, that does not mean we will just close the book and move on with our life. It's not like that. You should keep reading to understand what the author was trying to say. If you still do not resonate with and at the end of the book, then still you don't agree with the author at all, right? So that's why we need to keep reading that to understand what's the author was trying to say. Because in all these pages that I read, like 5 pages, I did not get it what he was trying to actually say here, right? Yeah, that makes sense now. Okay, the true measurement of self-worth is not how a person feels about her positive experiences, but rather how she feels about her negative experiences, right? I'm just going to get the pencil here to mark things, because it's really needed. I don't know why I did not do it when I read it for the first time. Okay, this makes sense. A person who actually has a high self worth is able to look at the negative part of his character frankly. So these are like the example. Yes, sometimes I'm irresponsible with money. Yes, sometimes I exaggerate my own successes. Yes, I rely too much on others to support me and should be more self-reliant, and then acts to improve upon them. So people who don't really do not accept their weaknesses or the things that they really do. If someone if you're stuck with money, you need to accept that you're just stuck with the money. So if you don't accept it, then there is no scope of improvement. That's what actually James sorry that's what Mark Manson wanted to say in here. So the more you accept this thing, you will understand, okay, I can take action on it. So if you don't even accept this thing, then there is no reason to change, right? You are bad with the money, that's not really a good thing, right? So you need to change this thing. So if you want to change this, then you need to work. Okay, so this is the thing. Yeah, that makes sense now. So when he was in 13, Mark Manson, his school principal found out that he is carrying drugs in his bag. So he found out, and then he was expelled from the school, and he was handcuffed to the, and he went to the went to the police station. And after that, his life had changed. Like, he had to homeschool, he lost all his friends, and he used to work as a doing some clerical responsibility in his father's office. When he was getting some discipline there, his parents actually filed for divorce. So they were getting divorced. So yeah. So all these things really happened, and he accept these things. He's saying that, okay, this is some real traumatic shit. So yeah, so it was all about his actually life story, that how he was founded with, how how a principal actually found drugs in his bag and all that. Yeah. So yeah. So as they were getting divorced, and he and his Mark Manson and his brother were deciding, what will be their lifestyle from now on, because a lot of things actually change. They need to move in, right? So yeah, he's saying that my parents are good people. I don't blame them for any of this. So he's not blaming anyone. He says that everyone has its own story, everyone has its own problem. Your parents have some problem, my parents have some problem, others also do the same as well. So it's like all parents. So here is a nice thing that you may don't like, but this really happens. Is like, and like all parents, my parents, with the best of intentions, imparted some of their problems to me, as I probably will to my kids. So he said that they actually pass on some problems to him, as subconsciously you actually pick this up, and he says that he will also carry forward it to his child. It's really important that what your parents does, it have some consequences on you as well. Like, they actually pass on some learning or the lessons to you as well, which you actually implant it in your kid as well. So it just keeps going on. Anyways, okay, he's saying that, but it also causes something else to happen. If we have problems that are unsolvable or unconscious figures, that we are either uniquely special or uniquely defective in some way, that we are somehow unlike everyone else, that the rules must be different for us, right? So we sometimes think that, okay, the rules may be different for us, maybe even though we are facing the same problem like each and everyone else, right? Put it simply, we become entitled, right? So he says that his entitlement was regarding relationships, how he deal with the woman, how he actually get into relationships with women. He was entitled in that scenario. See, people are entitled in a different way. Jimmy, he was talking about, he was actually entitled in his business, even though he was not successful. He was saying that I am the successful. People who are not working with me, businesses that I'm losing, they are actually missing the opportunity to work with me. He used to think about it like this. He used to feel entitled all the time, which does not make any sense, because he was not taking any huge action or massive action to actually do anything, because he accepted that he's a successful, but it's not exactly. So it's not about that what you think. If you call yourself successful, that does not make any sense. If people are calling you successful, then it does have some sense. So it's really important that you think about it like this. And yeah. This part is really makes sense for me. I actually resonated with this as well. The deeper the pain, the more helpless we feel against our problems, and the more entitlement we adopt to compensate for those problems. This entitlement plays out in one of two ways. So the more the pain is deeper, we feel actually helpless. The reason is that that this might happen to you as well, when you get a lot of different problems all together, and you get that so much pain, and you feel you feel so much helpless that you think that okay, there is no other way. Okay, then you start thinking about entitlement. You think that okay, no problem is there, nothing is wrong with it, even though there is a problem you're seeing, right? And you're feeling the pain as well. You get entitled just to compensate with the problem. So this happens, but this entitlement plays out in two ways. He's saying, I am awesome and the rest of you all suck, so I deserve special treatment. So you're saying that okay, this may happen to you because I'm the special one, right? That's not really a problem. You guys all suck, I'm good, no problem. This is the pain, I don't care about it, right? So and another thing is that I suck and the rest of you are all awesome, so I deserve special treatment. So you're thinking about that okay, because I am the unique one, that's why I'm feeling this pain, and you guys all suck, so you don't really get to deserve this treatment. In either of this two way, you try to make yourself special. It doesn't really matter who you are, in a good or in a good. You're saying yourself that you are suck, you're saying others that they are suck, but in all the cases, one thing that is common is you deserve special treatment, because we want to feel special. We want to feel that we need that validation in this time. So yeah. So when you're facing problem, we may take it in a two different ways. So here, this line I'm going to read, this will make this will clear out a lot of things. Okay, so I have also taken this note here that you can see. It says that problem should not make us a victim, others face the same too, right? So you get that's what I'm going to say here. So there is no such thing as a personal problem. If you ever got a problem, chances are millions of other people have had it in the past, have it now, and are going to have it in the future. Likely people you know too. That does not minimize the problem or mean that it should not hurt. It does not mean you are not legitimately a victim in some circumstances. It just means that you are not special. So if you're feeling any problem, you're not if you're getting hurt by someone or something, this does not mean you are special. So you should not make yourself entitled in this case, right? You just realize that okay, there is a problem and you need to work towards it to fix this, right? There is no need to feel entitled here. He's just saying that. But sometimes I think that you need to actually think that you're special so that you can solve the problem as well. He's saying that you don't need to feel special about it. I don't know how is it's maybe a mindset that sometimes collides with the author. That can happen to you, but you need to actually accept this as well and move on to see some new perspective in the book. So you should not abandon any books in between just thinking that okay, our mindset does not match. You just try to understand and open some different perspective as well, because in the real life, if someone comes to you and tell you something about their mindset which totally does not align with yours, there are going to be a lot of clashes. So you can't really take on this kind of thing. So it's very important that you open or expose yourself to different perspectives as well, and just see what they have to say. You don't need to accept it, right? Yeah, so here is the thing that really happens. I'm just gonna read it. I don't know why people do that, but still, it's not uncommon now for books to be removed from a class's curriculum for no other reason that they made someone feel bad. Yeah, that happens. Some books also get removed from the curriculum because there was something that is written which upset some community or maybe some individual as well. That really happened. That happens. So individual, when I meant is like any influential individual. So yeah. Okay. Here is the thing that actually I've said this thing again. I've already told you this, but I'm gonna read it again. The more freedom we are given to express ourselves, the more we want to be free of having to deal with anyone who may disagree with us or upset us, right? Because people are given freedom of speech, and we are all fighting for it. Like, we want this freedom of speech, but when someone comes to you and tell you a different viewpoint or a different perspective, as I said, you get angry or you get upset. Okay, why this guy or girl is saying this kind of thing? He or she has the freedom of speech as well, right? So they can say anything, right? But you should not get upset with it, right? So the more exposed we are to opposing viewpoints, the more we seem to get upset that those other viewpoints exist. So the easier and more problem free our lives become, the more we seem to feel entitled for them to get even better. Yeah. So I will be back in 30 seconds or 1 minute. So we're back again. Okay, so the benefits of the internet and social media are unconscionably fanatic. So the benefits of the internet and social media are unconscionably fantastic in many ways. This is the best time in history to be alive, but perhaps these technologies are having some unintended social side effects. Perhaps this same technologies that have liberated and educated so many are simultaneously enabling people's sense of entitlement more than ever before. So he said the very nice thing here, because social media gives you this feeling of entitlement, because you can feel good about yourselves in just 2 minutes if you just upload a picture with a good filter maybe. No, I'm just giving an example, but this is true, right? Because you can go forward with a mediocre work as well, right? So he's saying that to truly become great at something, you have to dedicate shit tons of time and energy to it. And because we all have limited time and energy, few of us ever become truly exceptional at more than one thing, if anything at all, right? So a lot of people can get better at only one thing, but there are a lot of there are very less people who can get better at more things, right? He's saying that time and energy is required to get better at something, so it's really important that you put your time and energy wisely. Okay. our social media and our media in general actually shows all the extraordinary things, and we think that people who are actually extraordinary do something. He's saying that people are average in some point in their time. So he's saying that a lot of celebrities don't know about to clueless about their life. A lot of uh, athletes are like shallow and dumb. A lot of business people are often fuck ups in their personal life. So these are the things. People are average at some things as well, so they're not, people can't be really good at each and everything. But people, all the media and social media actually displays all the extremes, and we as a human being, we as a community think that okay, we need to grow in a certain way, we need to grow in a extreme way, then we can do something. But at the end of the day, we are just average people. All of us are like just average people. He's saying that okay, even if you talk about any influential personality, he or she is actually average in something as well in their life. So he's saying that okay, we can't be really good and exceptional at each and everything, but that actually makes us the entitled, right? We feel that entitlement, we like to feel that entitlement because we think that if we are entitled, we think so much good about ourselves, then we are exceptional, we are different. It's not like that. So this is just a mindset that has been created, right? So some of us do this by cooking up get rich quick schemes. Others do it by taking off across the world to save starving babies in Africa. Others do it by excelling in school and winning every award. Others do it by shooting up a school. Others do it by trying to have sex with anything that talks and breathes. Okay, so this is the thing. So I will be back in 2 minutes. So yeah. So I'm gonna read this as it is from the book. The inundation of the exceptional makes people feel worse about themselves, makes them feel that they need to be more extreme, more radical, and more self-assured to get noticed or even matter, right? So we have this feeling that we need to be an exceptional to make people, we actually, he's saying that the inundation of like feeling exceptional actually makes people feels worse about themselves. Like when we see any extremes in the world, like so many people are progressing towards it. A guy on my same age is like earning millions of dollars, millions of they are doing so much better for the community, and when we see this extreme, we may feel bad about ourselves as well. He says that this kind of things is actually created, right? So So we think that getting noticed or is actually matters for us. So it's not really that thing. So it's really we think that okay, if we do this thing, that then it's better for actually to better for us to get noticed. um, it's not always the thing, guys. So yeah. Yeah, so here is the example. To be a cool guy, you have to party like a rock star. To be respected, you have to be admired by women. Sex is the most valuable thing a man can attain, and it's worth sacrificing anything, including your own dignity, to get it. So this kind of mentality or maybe may get created when you think about this entitlement in this way, right? If you think that okay, I need to go extreme, I need to feel extreme. So yeah, that's the thing that can happen to you. So here is the thing, line that I really liked. It kept me thinking, okay, what is this guy saying? The fact, okay, Ofra says, he says that even Ofra says that each and every one of us can be extraordinary. We all deserve greatness. Now, here comes the Mark Manson theory. He's asking that if everyone were extraordinary, then by definition, no one would be extraordinary. Is missed by the most people. See, if each and every one of us are extraordinary in this world, who is actually extraordinary? No, nobody, right? Extraordinary actually means that you are doing something that is totally different from others. So you are totally extraordinary. That actually makes you also extraordinary. But if each and every one of us is extraordinary, that's no one would be extraordinary, right? Because there is nothing different. Everyone is same. Everyone is extraordinary. That's like a spiral loop. Yeah, I agree with this. That's why I've written this thing, that sometimes this happens to me as well. A lot of people are afraid to accept mediocrity because they believe that if they accept it, they will never achieve anything, never improve, and that their life won't matter. If you're mediocre, then you're mediocre. You should accept it and find a solution and just fix your problem and just work towards it, right? But we sometimes don't accept this. That okay, we feel that if we say that we are mediocre, okay, this thing. Sometimes I believe that okay, saying this thing may have some bad consequences as well. Like if we keep saying this thing, we are actually subconsciously saying this in our mind that okay, we are actually mediocre and we can't do much about anything. Like, so maybe that's the case. I don't know. Let me know what you think about it. He's saying that this sort of thinking is dangerous once you accept the premise that a life is worthwhile only if it is truly notable and great. Then you basically accept the fact that most of the human population, including yourself, sucks and is worthless. And this mindset can quickly turn dangerous to both yourself and others. So he's saying that if you have this mindset, right, so then all of the people that you know, most of the people in this world is actually sucks, you're saying, right? Because most of the people are in this world is average and mediocre. This world is actually filled with mediocre people, right? Then you're saying this, okay, he's saying that it's really dangerous to have this kind of mindset to both yourself and to others, right? So then you treat people really differently as well, and I can validate this thing, because I sometimes get angry with people when I listen to some mediocre things saying there. So I create this kind of different perception about other people when they are actually thinking or talking about some mediocre term. Sometimes I miss the humor, sometimes I lose the humor when I think about it like this way. So I think I feel in my mind, okay, that guy or that girl is so mediocre, what are they saying? Okay, I actually lose the humor here. I'm not enjoying, I'm not in the present moment. That really happens, and I can validate this thing. This is true, guys, this is true. If you're thinking about it in this term, and I think it's really true, but I don't think it's anything bad to accept things that as it is, and then work towards it to improve it. I don't think anything is bad here. So let me know. It's all about that people who are thinking it's not like that. You should always think about like the author. But yeah, I do agree in that matter. Now when I read this, I have the a little bit of clarity here as well, because when I write it, I'm sure that I did not read this one before writing this. Yeah, but yeah, that's the thing. Okay, let's read this. Here's the thing. You're going to like it. Just let me read this thing. I know I have been saying this. Here's the thing for quite a long period of time, but let me just read this. The rare people who do become truly exceptional at something do so not because they believe they're exceptional. On the contrary, they become amazing because they are obsessed with improvement. And that obsession with improvement stems from an unaltering belief that they are in fact not that great at all. It's anti-entitlement. People who become great at something become great because they understand that they are not already great. They are mediocre, they are average, that they could be so much better. I just really love this line right now, this paragraph. He's saying that if you are not accepting yourself as mediocre, there is no scope of improvement at the first place. People who are actually great, who has done amazing things in their field, right? They already think that they are not great. So that thinking actually leads us to more improvement only, nothing else, right? This is not really a frustration, guys. If you're improving and you're thinking that there is a more scope for improvement, it's not really it's not like that you are in the in any loop or anything like that. If you're improving yourself and the community as well, right? So always hope for that you're getting the right kind of problem in your life, so that you're fixing that and growing. So that's what we learned in the previous chapter, but I'm just connecting the dots here. So thinking about, if you're thinking that okay, I am average and I'm not going to accept that I'm average, I'm not going to accept that I'm mediocre, then there is no scope of improvement. You need to accept it and move on, because all the people who is great or who is becoming great, right, they accept that they are not really great at all. So that's when the improvement actually starts to happen. So because they don't accept themselves as they accept themselves as mediocre or average, and that's why they do so much better, right? So yeah, that is called anti-entitlement. Maybe that's the term that he used. Yeah. I have had this question marks in here because this does not really resonated with me, but I still liked it. But that's the reason, I guess. So I'm gonna read it. The ticket to emotional health, like that to physical health, comes from eating your veggies. Because some people may don't like vegetables, and they but the more vegetables that you eat, it's better for you to for your health, right? And that is accepting that the bland and mundane truths of life, right? Truths such as your actions actually don't matter that much in the grand scheme of things, and the vast majority of your life will be boring and not noteworthy. So a vast majority of your life won't be like stars are shining and everyone is like praising and all this thing. It's not going to happen. This vegetable course will test bad at first, very bad. You will avoid accepting it. So it says that yeah, but I what does it have to do with the exceptional? I don't really get it. I still don't get it. Just let me know what you think about it. Does it make sense in this context even to say this kind of things here? I don't know. But once ingested, your body will wake up feeling more potent and more alive. After all that constant pressure to be something amazing, to be next big thing. Come on, I don't know what's going on with the phone. Can you please just a sec? I will be back in so but once ingested, your body will wake up feeling more potent and more alive. After all that constant pressure to be something amazing, to be the next big thing, will be lifted off your back. The stress and anxiety of always feeling inadequate and constantly needing to prove yourself will dissipate, and the knowledge and acceptance of your own mundane existence will actually free you to accomplish what you truly wish to accomplish without judgment or lofty expectations. You will have a growing appreciations for life's basic experiences, like the pleasures of simple friendship, creating something, helping person in need, reading a good book, laughing with someone you care about. Sounds boring, does not it? That's because these things are ordinary, but maybe they are ordinary for a reason, because they are what actually matters. So going out with friends for a tea, for me, just talking to a friend after a long period of time, and talking to a friend for like 2 hours, 3 hours, these things sometimes may feel ordinary, and he says that this is the thing that really matters. He's trying to show this, suddenly he's trying to show show that we need to enjoy little things, but he's trying to say some to connect it in a very different way. It's this page actually is out of context for me, guys. I don't really get it. He's saying whatever this thing he's saying is totally true. I agree with it, but I feel a little bit out of context at this point. This book has this thing in here. I don't know whether it's a problem or not, because I'm not really an avid reader. Like I'm not reading for like I have read like 24 books, I guess, in my life, I would say. So I can't really say that much whether this is the right author's fault or anything like that. I'm not sure, but I feel something is he's trying to put in something forcefully. I felt I don't know, I just felt. Just let me know in the comments what do you think about at least this part of this book. Anyways, with that, we have completed chapter 3 video. It was a small read, guys, for today, and thank you so much for tuning in. It's day 32. Day 32. We are already passed through the 30-day reading challenge. We are now focusing on the 60-day reading challenge. Maybe we will be doing a 365-day reading challenge maybe in the future. I'm not promising anything, guys, but I just really love this doing live stream when I wake up at 5:20 a.m. every day. So I'm not really a member of 5 a.m. club or anything like that. But when I wake up for the reason 40 minutes ago, like I need to set up the camera. It's not like that it takes a lot of time, but still I need to get freshen up and everything. But I take some buffer time for me so that I don't need to rush through the live stream. Because I just, when I sit, I sit here for like 5 to 10 minutes sometime. It's around 5 to 10 minutes for some time that, and I think that okay, I just relax my mind. It's like a simple meditation that I do. It's not really all a meditation, so because it's totally inconsistent. Sometimes I get 2 minutes also. So even if I wake up late, I don't get any time as well. So and this is the thing, and I really quite enjoy these live stream, guys. And thank you so much for tuning in. And if you're reading with me, you have chosen the best thing in this world, guys. Reading is the best thing that happened to me as well, and I hope that you keep reading and follow ImpleBooks. Don't forget about this. So have a